The Xbox Game Showcase is only 3 months away, so we are finally in the endgame for the Gears of War collection. It's now or never after many years of this relentless Marcus Phoenix collection saga. So the rumours, or supposed leaks, are really heating up, as it's almost time to hear something official. As always, I'm your host Abz, and I'm gonna break it all down alongside my honest thoughts and analysis. So let's get into it, through each rumour and then break it all down. So the first rumour is from reliable insider Ecstasis, who said, Gears of War E-Day is scheduled for 2026, with a very slim possibility of being moved forward to 2025. His source also told him the long-desired Gears of War collection is currently scheduled for 2025, with a reveal set for the Xbox Showcase this year. The game is also coming to PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC day one. There's no information on a Nintendo Switch 2 port, so it's likely not in the works right now. Reliable insider Jeff Grubb corroborated the rumours and said he heard that 2025 was originally in the E-Day trailer, but they actually took it out because it looked like 2026 was more realistic. The second rumour is a huge one and is from some guy called Detective Seeds. I'll be honest, I didn't know who this guy was, so I did some digging. So he's a PlayStation player and appears that he doesn't know a lot about Gears, but he does have some inside information, although his track record is not as good as some of the bigger insiders. He said Gears of War Collection should be releasing early to mid-August. It is PS5 Pro enhanced, but I have been told no multiplayer PvP, campaign focus only. He also went on to say, for further on Gears of War Collection, the game is loaded onto PS Storefront on the back end. This is the same with others I have said in the past. It shows one player and does not show support for additional players. I asked about co-op, but no clarification on that yet. Now this is a lot to take in, but given that this guy isn't really well known, I didn't give it much attention to be honest. But then, all of a sudden, one of the most reliable gaming insiders, Jez Corden, corroborated the rumour and said, actually, I too have heard no multiplayer. Xbox YouTuber Mag, who apparently has some inside information, said he's been hearing no multiplayer for the collection and said that he mentioned this last year, alongside YouTuber Mr. Boomstick of Double Barrel Gaming, who has heard the same thing from his sources. But Jez Corden did some digging to see if he could find something more concrete, but he was unable to confirm or debunk, aside from the suggestion that there's some misinformation in the current rumours. He said, I do think it would be an odd thing for any prospective Gears collection to ship without PvP. So now then, let's dive into all of this with my thoughts and analysis. Firstly, of course, the Gears of War collection is definitely real. For those who are still in denial, it's been widely reported now that it exists, but of course many insiders are unsure about features, the full package and specific release date, but they know that it's definitely real. The campaigns of Gears 1, 2 and 3 being remastered with updated visuals, textures, smoothness, etc. is going to be juicy of course, on Unreal Engine 5.3 supposedly, but hopefully it is a true to form remaster and doesn't take away from the Gears aesthetic, environments or feelings of those games. And I reckon they will include some cult content DLC as well, the Epic Games left behind. I don't think it's going to include Judgment 4 or 5, but I think it's going to be strictly the trilogy, whether it's called the Marcus Phoenix Collection, Trilogy Collection, Ultimate Collection or something similar remains to be seen. So to go through Gears 2 and 3 in particular, remastered and brought up to date with the latest tech is going to be absolutely amazing, but I do wonder if they update anything on Gears Ultimate Edition. I reckon they could improve some visuals and textures etc, since even UE is 10 years old at this point. So perhaps UE gets a little polished too, although I don't think it'll need much. But the campaigns remastered is gonna be insane man, introducing millions of PlayStation, PC and new generation Xbox gamers to the Gears franchise, introducing them to the Gears universe and the masterfully crafted original trilogy, turning them into fans of Gears of War, Marcus and Dom, the Locust Horde and so on, ready for E-Day. Now the rumour from Detective Seeds about the collection releasing early to mid-August is actually really interesting, because if we rewind 10 years ago to 2015, Gears Ultimate Edition released on the 25th of August, which was of course a remaster with Gears 4 lined up in anticipation for the next year in 2016. This could be what the Coalition and Xbox have planned this time around as well. Reveal the collection at the June showcase, release it in August of this year, and then continue the hype train into 2026 with E-Day. Pretty much the exact same format as they did 10 years ago with UE and 4. Detective Seeds also said that the collection is loaded onto PS Storefront on the back end, with no multiplayer and no clarification on co-op. So firstly, that's just a store listing that can be updated at any time, so they can add more features to the store listing later, but it being there is interesting, alongside the release date. But there's no way, it would be absolute ludicrous for the Gears collection, games about co-op, Marcus and Tom, Brothers to the End, Delta Squad to release without co-op. That would be a disaster, so I do believe co-op campaign will be included. But with no multiplayer, I was really disheartened about hearing that, because why would they do that? But I'm just trying to think what's going on. Number 1, Gears UE has multiplayer, so what are they going to do, just take UE multiplayer out? And essentially take features out of a complete game and sell it? That would go down really badly in my opinion. Number 2, I've heard people say the multiplayer would conflict with E-Day's player base, and that's what the Coalition and Microsoft may be apparently thinking. Well, if true, they would be naive to think so in my opinion. The Gears collection would be really well populated on PlayStation without a doubt in my mind, alongside PC and a good player base on Xbox, with E-Day also having a massive player base if the game is received well. Both complement one another as opposed to conflicting, as how Halo has the MCC and Infinite, but I genuinely think they're underestimating the numbers a Gears collection multiplayer can do on PlayStation. But if there is no multiplayer, then the expectations for E-Day's multiplayer will go through the roof. It would have to be the best Gears multiplayer and campaign ever to compensate in my estimation. Number 3, if the collection releases without multiplayer, although the campaigns are of course top tier, the multiplayer is what will give the collection longevity going into E-Day and beyond. People will play the campaigns, then call it a day and move on out of the Gears ecosystem, and probably just wait for E-Day or move on entirely. Whereas PvP and Horde are gonna keep fans hooked in the Gears ecosystem. Spend money on Gears. We win and Xbox would win as well, so that's an L if no multiplayer. Number 4, although I and many of you are excited for E-Day and its multiplayer, although I have faith in E-Day to deliver, there's no 100% guarantee E-Day's multiplayer is gonna bang, so the collection multiplayer needs to be there as that fallback option, and is beneficial for Xbox to not put all their eggs in one basket. So without it, they're giving themselves a bigger risk of failure. I know the original trilogy servers are still up, and people can still play multiplayer there, so it's not the worst thing ever, but it could just be that they just don't want the headache of rebalancing every multiplayer with a divided community fighting amongst each other with tunings and mechanics they want going into E-Day. They may believe they've got something better planned, or they may have not had the resources to juggle collection multiplayer and E-Day's multiplayer at the same time. And number 5, it appears that the collection has been in development for at least 3 years now. Remasters are not AAA games like E-Day being built from scratch that can take 4, 5, 6 years to craft nowadays. Remasters are a lot cheaper and simpler in comparison, especially considering they have Unreal Engine 5 at their disposal. How can it be in development for over 3 years and not be a full package? Are you telling me they've been remastering Gears 2 and 3's campaign for over 3 years? I just don't buy that. But it could also be that there was a learning curve for Unreal Engine 5, so they remastered Gears 2 and 3 from Unreal Engine 3 to UE5, with their new skills learned and perfecting their craft on Unreal Engine 5, and then use that UE5 experience to craft Gears E-Day. But I do hope at least the collection can get added content or features over time if the rumours are true. Although yes, we should have our guard up as fans and be vocal about the possibility of not having multiplayer. There's also the possibility of these insiders just not having full details. For instance, no insider knew about Gears E-Day existing. They all assumed it was Gears 6. But oh boy, were they wrong. So hopefully Xbox and TC surprise us again in a positive way. One final point is I wonder if the collection lands with an E-Day beta access. That would be very interesting. It could be a possibility, but although E-Day was previously rumoured to be released in late 2025, I do wonder if it arrives in Q1 of 2026, or if not then probably holiday 2026, on the 20-year anniversary of Gears of War. Finally, things are really heating up. we are in the Marcus Phoenix Collection endgame after so many tiring years of discussing it, and only 3 months till Gears of War is back in the spotlight once again. Before E-Day was revealed, the future of this franchise looked so bleak, but now with so much to look forward to, I cannot wait to see this new era of Gears, where hopefully Gears becomes mainstream once again. So guys, a lot to take in, but please do let me know what you think. Make sure to subscribe for everything Gears of War related, and a big special thank you to my YouTube and Patreon members who support me and the channel further. Thank you so much. I'm your host Abz, and as always, I will catch you guys next time.